Okay, this is for my own personal use, and it is for my Ancient Egypt Art History class. Study information to remember for my midterm. Okay, let's start the review. Alright, we'll start with Lower Egypt. Lower Egypt is in the north, actually, along the delta. It is known for cattle breeding, vineyards, fertile and flat land for farming, rich and wealthy estates. There's contact and influence with the outside world. Lower Egypt is signified with the papyrus symbol and the red crown. You have to remember red crown. It also its symbol is the Wadjet, the cobra goddess. Lower Egypt was ruled by the Hyksos in the Second Intermediate Period. Okay, now we have Upper Egypt, which is actually in the south along the Nile Valley, and it goes as south as Aswan, which is where the first cataract is, and that is a natural defense in the south. Upper Egypt is bordered by cliffs. The geology is the river, the floodplain, low deserts, cliffs, and then high deserts. And the tombs are in the low deserts. Upper Egypt is shown with the white crown and the lotus symbol. Also the vulture goddess Nekbet. Okay, let's start with pre-dynastic period. This begins around 4000 BCE and goes to 3050 BCE. This is when mummification begins. This evidence is seen at the cemetery of Hierakonpolis. I'm not going to spell that. Okay, there are some Mesopotamian motifs found in ancient Egypt during this time. We see intertwined serpents, the winged griffin, serpent leopards, masters of animals, and niched brick of palace facade architecture. During this time we have the first king, which is Narmer, and we have the Narmer palette, where he is wearing the white crown on one side and the red crown on another side. Next we have the early dynastic period, which is Dynasty 1 and 2, circa 3050 to 2700 BCE. During this time we have growing consolidation of the state and increasing centralization of wealth and power. Our major source of information comes from royal and elite funerary monuments at Saqqara and Abydos. Okay, during the early dynastic period we also have the first known royal statuary, which is by King Ninetjer, and we also have the first appearance of the double crown during the reign of King Den. Next we have the Old Kingdom, and this is comprised of Dynasty 3 through Dynasty 6. During the Old Kingdom, the capital is at Memphis. The mastaba tombs are for the elite, and they are buried very close to the king or the pharaoh. The monarchy now has complete control and power. During the Old Kingdom we have Djoser's Step Pyramid, the Meidum Pyramid, the Dynasty 4 solar pyramids at Giza, which are the pyramids of Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure. The last king of Dynasty 6 in the Old Kingdom was Pepi II, and he reigned for 94 years. Next we have the first intermediate period, Dynasty 7 through Dynasty 10. During the first intermediate period, we see a shift in art towards a Theban style, because Thebes was the capital now. The Theban style is characteristic of deep sunk relief, less muscle, fat rolls, big eyes, and a detailed focus on objects. During the first intermediate period, it was caused by poor Nile floods, hunger, starvation, and a rise in power of the local nomes. There was much disunity and wars. We also have tombs being built close to home rather than close to the king. These are the rock-cut tombs. And there is a shift from tomb painting to tomb figurines. Next we have the Middle Kingdom, Dynasty 11. This is the shortest, and all the Dynasty 11 kings are native of Thebes. This is also returned to Memphis style. The unifier of Egypt after the first intermediate period was Nephepet-Re-Mentuhotep II. Also during the Middle Kingdom in Dynasty 11, there is a new style of royal burial, which are the Saf or row tombs. Next we have Dynasty 12, begun by Amenemhat II, who is a usurper, and he moves the capital to Ichtawi. Also during Dynasty 12, we have the Lahum treasure. Religion becomes more democratic with coffin texts and private statues beginning to appear at temples. The two types are black block statues and cloaked male statues. After the Middle Kingdom, Dynasty 11 and Dynasty 12, we have the second intermediate period. This is when the Lower Egypt was ruled by the Hyksos from Canaan for 100 to 200 years. The Middle Kingdom ends sometime during Dynasty 13, and the capital is moved from Ichtawi back to Thebes. There are many king changes, and the viziers provide continuity. The Kushites, or the Kermans, ruled in the south from Nubia. The influence from the Hyksos on the Egyptians would be that they were afterwards open to foreign influence. They had technology innovations. During the New Kingdom, they developed a professional army to defend themselves, and they're more open to worship of foreign gods. Okay, life and death in ancient Egypt. A person has 6 distinct parts. Those are Ren, which is your name or your reputation, your Ib, which is your shadow or your heart, your Kat, which is your body, Sa is your mummy, your Ka is your life force, and your Ba is your personality.